Give me 1 second. Okay, I got my live. Oh, I think the live is up. How's everybody in Instagram land? It's taking Facebook forever. Oh, I think that's it. Okay, I think it's up. Perfect. Um, hello, hello. Give me 1 second. It's taking me a little bit of time to get this Facebook Live up, so hold on just a second. I guess that's it. Okay, there we go. All right. Wow, how's everybody doing this Sunday? Oh my goodness. I have some people on Instagram now. Normally, I don't have anybody watching me on Instagram. So I'm super excited about that. So I'm going to wait just a little bit longer until I get a few people here on Facebook, and then we're going to get started because I'm not going to keep you guys long, and this is not actually even going to be a long time. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. As I was saying, I'm going to wait until I get a few more people here on Facebook, and then we're going to get started. This is not going to take a long time. Um, Good, thank you. But because I know you guys want to enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I don't want to keep you from that because I know my Sundays are important to me. So I don't want to infringe on anybody else's Sunday. So I see that my niece has joined me on Facebook. Hello, Asia. Now, with this lesson, I don't even think you guys need to have a pen or a paper or anything because it is really, really simple what we're going to do tonight. But if you want to take notes, then go right ahead. Oh, I'm on your TV. Somebody's got me on their TV. Oh, excuse me. Okay. We'll give it a couple of more minutes and then we're going to get started so I can let you guys go and finish enjoying your Sunday. This is going to be real quick. Real quick. Oh, light me a little before we get started. Okay. So what did everybody do today? Anybody doing anything exciting? I'm sorry that my voice sounds so raspy. Um, my allergies have been bothering me, and I think they've turned into a little seasonal cold. But it's gotten better over the last couple of days, so I'm feeling a little bit better. So I'm just using my Palo Santo just to kind of cleanse the space here before we get started. Okay, I'm gonna put that right here. All right, so what we're going to talk about this evening for a few minutes is prosperity jars and manifesting. Now, as I always say, oh, thank you. As I always say, manifesting is all about intentions, okay? You can manifest with just your words, your thoughts, and your affirmations. You are the most powerful tool in your manifesting arsenal. However, everything is energy. Everything is here to be used as energy, including yourself and the things around you. The smallest, most mundane things can be used in manifesting. And as well as you being able to manifest just on your own with your own energy, I am a big believer in adding as many tools and techniques into your manifestation process as possible, because guess what? It can only take your manifestation to a different level. It can only enhance it. And I feel like the tools that you use to manifest keep you focused, keep the energy going. And what we want to do is always have the energy of manifestation around us. Okay? She said, brought some new furniture into my home, blessed and cleaned the area doing some homework. Yes, love new furniture. And she blessed and cleaned her new furniture. Amazing. So, one of the things, if anybody knows me, everybody knows that I love to work with candles for my manifestation. Primarily the element of fire, because I think fire is the most intense element to use in manifesting, and I like candles. So I use candles, but that's not the only tool that I use in manifestation. One other tool that I use is jars. If you are a person that's familiar with jars, you know that jars can be used for a plethora of things. But tonight, we're going to talk about using jars to manifest, using jars to keep the energy of whatever it is that you're trying to manifest around you. Now, I know that some people know that jars can be used in a different form. I know you've heard the expression of putting somebody in a jar, but we're not talking about that tonight. Okay, we're not talking about putting people in a jar tonight. We're going to talk about manifesting. And I chose the topic of prosperity because most of the time people want to manifest prosperity around them. Whatever prosperity means for you, whether that means manifesting actual money. I think of prosperity and abundance as anything. I think of it as actual money. I think of it as opportunities. I think of it as ideas that come to us on ways to make money. I think of it as gifts and things that we receive from other people. I think of it as assistance from other people's loans, things of that nature. To me, that is abundance. That is prosperity. So one thing I want people to understand is when you're trying to manifest, per se, money, don't just wrap it up in the idea of the actual currency. Yes, you want money to come into your life, but you also want opportunities. You also want abundance. You also want ideas to come to you to make money. That's where your biggest success will be. So prosperity goes across the board with a lot of things. Okay, so jars. I personally have prosperity jars everywhere. I actually have one on my desk here, and when I come in to in my office to work, I have this on my desk, and it's basically in this one. This is just a basic one. It has like this little gold coin in here. There's some money that I threw in here, and then it has my prosperity rice that I have in here that I sell on my store. So basically, when I come in my office and I sit down to work, I grab this jar and I shake it. That's the ritual that I have when it comes to activating the energy of this spell, of this jar. But we're going to show you a more, ways that you can personalize your jar. Keep in mind, manifestation and the tools and techniques are a personal thing. There is no such thing as right or wrong. There is no such thing as it has to be a certain way. There are no rules to this. It is what resonates with your spirit. It is what you feel like will work for you. And it's also about what you have just at your access, where you don't even have to go out and buy a lot of different things and spend a lot of money. A lot of the things that we're going to use tonight are in your cabinet. Now, the jar itself. Now, I will say, using a jar, the only rule that I'm going to actually have for this is that you use a jar with a metal top. Okay? That is the only rule that I would say I have to doing jar work. because at the end of this, we're going to do something that's requires that there is a metal top to this. Now, the jar itself, it can be any kind of jar. You do not have to go out and buy jars. It can be an old mayonnaise jar. It can be an old jelly jar. Whatever jar you have, as long as it's cleaned out properly, you cleanse it and sage it, or however you cleanse it. That's all I need you to do. Now, some people use baby food jars, and that's fine. But I like a jar that's a little bit bigger because we're gonna feed this jar. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you how you feed the jar. So this is a jar that I got from Walmart, and they come in a set of like maybe 8 or 10, and I think I paid $7. But again, you do not have to go out and buy any type of special jar. Just use a jar that you already have. But it has a metal top like this. So it's a mason jar. It's a mason jar. This is a big one. So you don't have to get one as big as this. They have them in this size also. This is a little bit smaller. Okay. But for purposes of what we're doing tonight, I'm going to use the big one so you can get a good visual. Now, personally, I don't like people to know what's going on in my jars or in any type of work that I do. So this is just me. You don't have to do this. If you're someone that's very private about your spiritual practices and your manifestation work, and you have people coming in and out of your house or company, and you don't want them to necessarily see what's going on in your jars, I spray paint my jars white. Okay. Now I'll leave the bottom clear, but I spray paint them white so you cannot see inside of the jar. I just spray paint the outside so you can't see what is in the jar. That's just me. You don't have to do this, but that's just, I don't like people being in my business. So anyway, the jar. So once we've cleaned out the jar, we've cleansed the jar, saged it, or Florida water, or whatever you want to do. Now we're going to start filling our prosperity jar with things that resonate with us. Now, for example, I'm just going to give you some examples of how I would personally do my jar. Okay, because it is my jar, anything that I do, I try to personalize it. And sometimes I will use a picture of myself because this is my jar, because I want this money to come to me. So sometimes I will take a picture of myself. I have these pictures printed out. Okay. There's this little app called Free Prints or something you can download. And they give you like 80 free pictures or prints each month, and you just have to pay for the shipping. So I have printed out pictures of myself because I use them in my work. Now, I got to use this picture for something else, so I'm not going to put it in this jar when I do this, but I'm going to show you how I would do this. I would take a picture. Does not have to be this big, because guess what? This picture is actually too big for this size jar. So even if you printed out a picture on a printer of yourself, doesn't matter. So I would take this picture and I would actually write on the back of here my name, my birthday. I would write whatever affirmations that I wanted to write on the back of here. Keep in mind, your affirmations need to be written as if it is already done. So I would probably write something to the effect of, I am a money magnet. I am abundant. Money flows to me. Money loves me. Money finds me. Okay? In the now. Okay? I would write that. And then I would take this picture and I would place it in this jar like this, with the picture facing inward right here. Okay? You see that? I would place it with my picture facing inward. So it looks like this to the outside. Okay? All right. Anybody have any questions so far? Okay. I'll tell you, this is going to be real easy. Now, the next thing that I would do, um, like I said, you can write your affirmations on the back of your picture. You can write the affirmations on the front of your picture. This is your jar, and this is what you feel like you want to do. If you didn't use a picture, which I can't use this one, you can write it on a card or a piece of paper. Now, I am a big believer in color. So I like to use colors with my, okay, so I have a question. Why instead of the other way? I don't know. I just like it in there because I feel like when I start filling my jar, I want the things that I'm filling in the jar to, I want to be facing it. I feel like that this means that I'm going to receive these things. So I want the picture to face all the things that I'm putting into this jar. Okay? I know that may sound crazy to some people, but it's just me. You can turn your picture around. Like I said, there's no rules to this, but I'm going to feed this jar. I want to be able to feed it, and that energy is on my picture. I know it sounds crazy, but anyway. So say, for instance, you did not want to use a picture, which is fine. You're going to take a card or a piece of paper. Now, again, I believe color is energy. Everything is energy. So instead of using a white piece of paper, you could use a green piece of paper. You can use some gold construction paper. You can use red paper, because red paper is attraction. It's not just love, it's attracting something to you. Now, back in the day, prior to all this different color construction paper, when our ancestors were doing this type of thing, all they had was brown paper bags. So customarily, brown paper bags would be what you would use. So if you can get a brown paper bag from the store, that would be ideal. But again, do not get so caught up on the tools. What is it? It's all about the intentions. So if you didn't have a picture and you wanted to do your affirmations on this piece of paper, same thing. You would take a green marker, because green is abundance, growth, and money. Or you could use a black marker, because guess what? Black means permanency. Or you could use a blue marker. Blue marker is calming, and who doesn't want calmness over their money? Okay, so say for instance you were having issues with your money, or your money was just, going out, you were making it was just going out of the door, or you were having trouble with your finances. You would use a blue marker to write your affirmations, because that's the calming of your finances, the calming of your money, things of that nature. Does that make sense? Great. Okay, so I would write my affirmation. I would write my name. I would write my birthday. And then I would go on to write whatever it is in my affirmations. I am a money magnet. You do not have to write a full-out dissertation. You do not have to write a paragraph. You can write one sentence if you want. You can write 100 sentences if you want. It really doesn't matter. It is the intentions that you are putting out. And when you're putting together this prosperity jar, you are constantly thinking about abundance and prosperity, and that you know that this is going to work for you. You can say it out loud, or you can just think it, but you know this is going to work for you. You always, when you're doing any type of manifestation work, you always have to be in the mindset that this is already done. There is no doubt that this is going to work. Okay? We don't let doubt come into our manifestation. That is not acceptable. So I'll write my affirmations, whatever they may be, on this card. Just like I would place that picture, I'm going to place this card. Now, you can do one or two things with this. You can place it in the jar with the words facing inward, okay? Or, if you want, you can fold it, Okay. And I always tell people, when you're trying to receive something, you fold it towards you. When you are trying to banish something away from it, you fold it away from you. So we definitely want money to come to us. So we're going to fold it towards us. Does anybody see that? Oh, I got to make sure my Facebook see. So we fold it towards us. And you may want to fold it again. So clockwise, turning it in this paper in a clockwise motion. That is drawing something in. Counterclockwise is banishing. So I would turn this little piece of paper clockwise and fold it again to me. Okay, does that make sense? Am I going too fast? But I know everybody's got this. But if you have a question, just stop me. So we folded it, okay? And now we're going to put it in the bottom of our jar. Put it in the bottom of our jar. Our affirmation. This is our affirmation of what it is we want. Now, keep in mind, this works for anything. This doesn't have to just be prosperity. Just say you're trying to manifest a new car, or you're trying to manifest a new house or a new job, or you're trying to manifest new love in your life. Same concept. Your petition. Write what it is you're trying to manifest. Place it in the bottom of this jar. Okay? We got that. Now, we're going to start adding things to this jar that represent what we're trying to manifest. Okay. So, I have pulled out a few things that I would use, that I'm going to use tonight in this jar. Okay? The first thing I'm going to use is cinnamon sticks. I love cinnamon sticks. Okay? I think cinnamon sticks, or cinnamon in itself, is good for anything. Cinnamon is good for good luck, money, abundance, prosperity, love, and it is an attraction herb. Okay? So, I would put... Now, I have cinnamon sticks. You can use cinnamon powder. Doesn't matter. I think somebody has a question. So basically, write on the paper what you're trying to manifest, basically on what you want. Exactly. You're going to write, Asia, you're going to write it as if it's already done. We do not write a petition asking anything. We're informing the universe that this is already done. We're not asking. We're informing. We're speaking it into existence. If you write your petition in a state of I want, or I wish, or I need, words like that, you will constantly stay in that state of want. You will stay in the state of need, and you will stay in the state of wish. Okay? We don't want to be in that state. We want to be actually in our manifestation. So I am abundant. I am prosperous. Love has found me. Love is me. I am thankful for my new car. I am blessed for my new job. Okay? Do you understand that? Can you have more than one manifestation on the card? Can you have more than one manifestation on the card? Okay, like I said before, there are no rules to this. Okay? Whatever it is that you feel resonates with you. Me personally, now if you're asking me personally, no, I would not have more. If it is not related, if it's not a manifestation that's all tied in together and related to each other, I would not have it on the card. I would not have, if I'm trying to manifest money, but I'm trying to manifest a new love in my life, I would not use the same petition for that. I just wouldn't. But that's just me. Again, that's solely up to you. Okay? All right, good. So anyway, I would start feeding my jar my cinnamon sticks. So you can either use the powder, or you can get the actual cinnamon stick to go into your jar. Okay, so um, you can either put the stick in here, or you can crumble it up, or you can put cinnamon powder in here. So I'm just going to drop a few of the cinnamon sticks in there. I love cinnamon because cinnamon works for everything. The next thing I would use is pumpkin seeds. Okay, pumpkin seeds are good for, and you will see that herbs have multi uses. It is all about your intentions. So pumpkin seeds are good for fertility, contacting the spirit world, abundance, wealth, divination, healing, love, and moon magic. So if you're working with the cycles of the moon, this is good. Pumpkin seeds. Okay? So I'm going to use them for abundance and wealth. Okay? So this is what pumpkin seeds look like. I can't get that on. Yeah, these are what the pumpkin seeds look like. There's not a certain number. If you decide that you have a favorite number, you can use that. I usually just grab some in my hands. And when you're putting these things in your jar, again, you're speaking to these elements. You're speaking to these herbs, what it is you want them to manifest, to help you with. So you're going to, hold them in your hand for a second, okay? And then you're going to drop them in the whole time. Now, this is another thing. When you're doing things, clockwise motion, drawing it in. So be mindful of how you're placing your items in there, okay? So we did pumpkin. The next thing, another one of my favorite herbs is cloves. I love cloves. Cloves is good for banishing evil. It's good for love, money, healing, and sexual potency. You can use for cloves. Okay, so I'm going to use this for cloves for money and for the healing of my finances. Okay, if your finances are in shambles and they need some healing, then you want to use some cloves. Again, however you want to do this, but you want to speak to these herbs, before you drop them in. Okay, so we're going to put the cloves in there. Okay. See, notice that we're not putting a lot because we don't want to fill this jar up. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Why do we want to fill it up? So this is the same thing with everything else. I'm going to use now Star of Anise. Star of Anise is good for, it brings good luck in love, money, and health. And also it wards off evil. Okay, Star of Anise, another one of my favorites. And you can use, there's the Star of Anise powder, and then they have the actual star. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of the powder. I forgot to show you the star. This is, you can use the powder or the actual star. This is the star. So I'm going to use the powder. I got it all in here. So I'll take a pinch of that. Give it a little meditation, not long. Speak to it. And then, again, we're going to drop it clockwise into our jar. And that's it. And if you want to, you can throw an actual star in there if you want to. There we go. Okay. What else am I going to put in here? Now this is one. This one is called Skullcap. Okay. Now Skullcap is good for fidelity in your relationship. It's also good for money and receiving gifts from other people. And it's good for visions and insomnia. So you actually could use this as a tea to help you sleep. So I'm going to use a little bit of that because it's good for money and it's good for receiving gifts. And who doesn't like gifts? So this is what it looks like. Okay, and just a little bit. You do not have to put a lot. And same concept. We're just going to feed it into this jar. Stating our intentions, thinking about our intentions. All of that. What's another one? I always put roses in my work because what? Roses is love. Just love. Just love. Where can you buy the skull cap? I got it from the herbal store. So if you have an herbal store in your um, city or in your neighborhood, you should be able to find it in the herbal store. Most of these herbs you can actually find just in your store, but the skull cap, I got it from the herbal store. Yes, so stuff like that you'll have to buy in the herbal store. The star of anise you can find in, I find that in the grocery store. The bay leaves that we're going to use next, you can find that in the grocery store. But roses, okay. Now with roses, you can go buy yourself a $5 bouquet of roses from Walmart and dry and let them dry out, and then crush them up, and then you got rose petals. Same thing. So I use roses in my work because it's love. It's love. So same concept. We're gonna feed it into this jar. Some little roses, the dried roses right here, and we know roses for love. Okay. We're almost done. I'm not gonna hold you in too long. Um, bay leaves. I love bay leaves too. This attracts good luck, money, love, and abundance. Now, this is what I would do with this bay leaf. I would take this whole bay leaf, okay, and write on it, okay? So you can write your name, and then you can write an affirmation. I'm going to write, money finds me. And actually, this bay leaf is it's a manifestation in itself. So I would write on the actual bay leaf my name and an affirmation. Money finds me. You can also, my apologies, a bay leaf, you can actually do this, write this on here, and then burn this. Okay? This is an affirmation. This is a manifestation tool and practice just by burning this. But we're going to put it in our jar whole. Okay? So we're going to put it in our jar whole. So we put that in the jar. So we did the bay leaves. Make sure I got all my herbs. Okay. My prosperity rice, which I sell on my store at Etsy.com. So if you want to visit my store, Melanin Goddess Life at Etsy.store for your metaphysical products, please do. But this is my prosperity rice that I made. Okay? So I'm just going to take some of this and put a few granulars of the prosperity rice in the jar. And this is the prosperity rice that I make and sell in my store. Okay? I want to make sure I'm doing all the herbs before we stop. Okay. And the last but not least, I put coffee in all my manifestation work. I put it in my candles, all of that. Coffee. First of all, the ancestors love coffee. That's if you work with your ancestors, they love coffee. It also removes blockages. It boosts your spell and manifestation power. It removes curses. It's good for grounding, luck, lust. It is an offering to the ancestors, and it speeds up your spiritual work. So you want to put a kick to your work, you would use coffee grounds. Okay? You do not have to spend a lot of money on this stuff, so you could just get all generic stuff. Oh, I love the smell of that. It's the same thing. So I just take a pinch. We do our manifestation, affirmation over it, and we what? Clockwise into our jar. That's it. Okay? So that's the coffee. Right there. Now, if we wanted to, we could stop right here. We could stop right here if we wanted to. But I like to be creative, because the more creative you are, the more energy you put into your work, the better it's going to manifest for you. So This is what I would do at this point. I want my money to be sweet. I want my finances to be sweetened. So guess what I'm going to put in there? I'm going to put a little sugar in here. Just some granulated white sugar. You don't have to do this. You put whatever you want to in your jar. I want it to be real sweet, so I'm going to put a little powdered sugar in here. Okay? You don't have to do this. This is just my jar. Now, I'm not going to put this in there right now. Honey, I would put honey in this just a little bit, but I'll do that at the end. Okay? I found these during St. Patty's Day at the dollar store. And I picked up like 20 packs of these. And they're little gold coins. Okay? And they have a 4-leaf clover on one side, which is a representation of good luck. And then it has a little saying on the back. It says, a 4-leaf clover for good luck. It is a reputation. It's a representation of, a gold coin, abundance and luck. And what do we want to do? We want to put things in this jar that represent what we're trying to manifest. So I will put these coins in there. You can put 1, whatever your lucky number is. I'm going to put 2 in this jar. Okay? Now, I may throw in a few real coins. That's just me. I have this play money that I picked up at the dollar store. You can write affirmations, writing your name on here, on this money. You could drop it in here. If you're folding it, again, fold it towards you. Drop it in there. You can put as many as you want in here. You can even put a real dollar in there if you want to. Okay, that's up to you because this is your jar. Okay, I would do that. I work with ancestor money. So I would put some ancestor money in here. Okay, because this is a representation of money. Ancestor money. So I would put this in here. I would fold it and drop it in the jar. Because what are we doing? We're making this a prosperity jar. We're feeding this jar. Say, for instance, you were a gambler or you played the lottery. And you were making this jar for gambling and your lottery. Put some old lottery tickets in there. You can fold them up, put them in there. There are no rules to this. Put it in there. If you own a business, okay, if you own a business and you have a business card, put your business card in here. Or if you don't have a business card, write the name of your business on a piece of paper or a little card and put it in here. Okay? There are no rules to this at all. Another thing, and again, I tell people all the time, do not get caught trespassing with this next one. I have dirt from the outside of my bank that I have gotten from there. I'm not going to tell you how I got it. It's none of y'all business. But it is my bank dirt. So I got to go get some more too. I have to sneak over there and get some more. Put a pinch of your bank dirt in here. There is no such thing as that's too extra, that's too much, you're doing too much. This is your jar. This is your manifestation. This is your work. So there's no such thing as it being too extra. Okay? This is yours. Period. So we got that. The last, well, not the last thing. Colors are important. Gold is for success. Green is for abundance and growth and money. I put a little glitter in here. Just a little. Ooh, that's probably too much. A little green. a little gold. Make it pretty. Okay? All right. I think we have everything in there. Now, this is the point where it can get optional. Like I said, you have some people that make this into a honey jar or a sweetening jar, and they put honey in here. If you're going to put honey in here, you don't have to put a lot. Don't fill that jar up. Fill it till about right here. Okay? Do not put a lot in there. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay? You can do that. You could put a few drops of your money oil in here. This is personal money oil that I make myself and sell on my Etsy store. But if you have money oil that you want to put in there, peppermint oil works good. Frankincense oil works good. What else? Cinnamon oil works good. Those are all attraction oils. So you can put a few drops of that in your jar too. Now, the reason that I don't fill this jar up is because we're going to have to feed this jar. Okay? We are going to literally feed this jar. That means occasionally we're going to come back and add more things to this jar. Okay? Whenever we feel like there's things that it needs to be fed again. So that's why I don't want you to fill it up with too many things at one time when you start it. Okay? So you can fill it here and leave it with this space, because periodically you're going to come back and feed this jar more things, more coins, more cinnamon sticks, whatever it is that you want to feed in it. You may want to add something different to it when you come back to feed it. I can't tell you when you should. That's just a personal feeling that you have. Okay? Does that make sense? Anybody have any questions about the jar? Okay? It's a personal thing, whatever it is. And trust me, you don't have to have all these things that I have in here. I have these things because this is what I use, and this is what I use, with my store and my clients. So I have these things. So don't think you have to run out and buy all of this stuff, because you don't. You use what you have on hand. That's the most important thing, is your intentions. That's it. So we got everything in here. All right. We're going to, okay, let me give you one final thing. I'm a big believer in putting yourself into your work. And I did a video about this. You may want to put some of your bodily fluids in this. And when I say bodily fluids, you can use your saliva, so you could just spit in it. I wouldn't say put blood in it, but I can't tell you what to do, but I wouldn't put my blood in it. I'd spit in it. Or if you don't want to do that, just blow your breath in it. Okay? You just want to put your essence in this jar. Now, if we were doing a jar that was love related, or, with the effect of love or lust, then we would be using more intimate juices from our body. But that's not this kind of jar. Okay? This jar is about money. So you can breathe into it, spit into it, whatever it is, but you're putting your essence into it. Before you close it up, you want to meditate over it. You want to say your affirmations over it. You want to speak life into this jar. Okay? Once we do that, we're going to put our metal top on. Okay? And the reason why I stress the metal top is because I personally burn a little candle on the top of it. Now, you can burn whatever color candle you want. White, green, red, or gold. The only color candle that I personally wouldn't burn on top of it is a black candle. Because when you have to use a black candle, that is for certain types of work, and that's not this kind of work. But white, red, gold, blue, whatever it is. Does not have to be a big candle. You can use a tea light like this. Just take the metal little container off of it, and you would just put it on the top, okay, and light it, okay, and sit with it for a minute, because you always want to sit with your work, okay. If you don't want to use a tea light, I don't use these big ones. I use like the ones that are half this size, but I couldn't find the little smaller ones. But you could use the candles that are a little bit half this size to put on top. And what you would do is you would light the bottom of this candle, let some of the wax drip down, and then seal it on top so it can stay. And then let it melt down on that candle. But don't use this big candle. Get the ones, the little small ones, or just use this little tea light. Now, another thing that you can do is if you're using one of these candles, honey, I believe in personalizing everything. Find something sharp, write your name in this candle. Write an affirmation in here if you can. It'll be messy, but who cares? Write your name in the candle, your affirmation, or whatever you want to write on here. Take a little bit of your money oil on your hands and wipe it on this candle, put it on the top, and light it. And you want to sit and meditate. You know, does not have to be a full out meditation. You don't have to sit there for 3 or 4 hours. But you want to spend some time with your work. Okay, this is your work. This is your jar. Okay, you're trying to make this manifest. So you need to put the work in. You need to put the effort in. You need to put the passion into your work. Okay, and that's it. That's it. Put it in a safe place. I don't know where you want to put it. Now, after you have meditated on this jar, and say you've gone back and you've fed it a few times, and it's all fed up and filled up, and you've had it for a while, and you feel like you've gotten all the energy out of it, to get rid of it, I would bury it. I would bury it. Now you can do you can do one or two things. If you live in an area where you can bury this close to your home, buried in your front yard or your backyard or somewhere around your home, you can bury it. If you can't, I know people that get those big flower pots, and they put them in a flower pot and they bury their work in a flower pot. Or I don't want to throw it away. I just really, something about throwing it away just seems so disrespectful. So, and see, I have a place to bury mine. So find some, oh, you know what you could do? You could bury it like in a park, under a tree, somewhere that's peaceful and serene. Now again, do not get arrested for trespassing. Please don't get arrested for trespassing. Do not get arrested. Be out there in the middle of the night, lurking around in the park, digging up the ground, trying to bury a jar. Okay, please don't go to jail for that. Okay, I don't want to hear about that. So don't come telling me about I got you arrested. I'm just giving you ideas on how or where you should use this. However, you can keep this jar around forever. You don't have to get rid of it if you don't want to. Okay? And that's it. That is how we're going to do our prosperity jars. And we do visit our jars on a regular. It does not have to be every day, but you want to come in and do a little meditation, maybe once a week or something like that, and and pull it out and maybe feed it every couple of months or so, or whenever you feel like the energy is wearing off or whatever. But that's how you do it. That's how you do it. So, do we have any questions about our prosperity jars and manifesting Can we open it and plant the ingredients in a, you know what? You can do that because here's the deal. That is excellent. This is something in this jar that you want to grow. Okay? So definitely planting it is going to be symbolic of growth. Definitely. You can definitely do that. Excellent. Excellent. Okay? But always remember, these are just tools. These are things to help you concentrate, to give you the energy. Your intentions in your spirit and your mind and what you speak is what's going to move your manifestations along. Okay? That is it. You are the magic. Okay? This is just a tool. You are the magic. You have to believe that this works. You have to believe in your own powers of manifestation. Does anybody else have any questions? Because this is perfect timing. Perfect time. I didn't want to keep you guys too long. But again, this jar is solely your personal jar. You can feed it anything that you want, how you want, how often you want. This is just kind of like an example of what we would do. And always remember to speak life into it. Good. Speak life into it. Speak life into any of your work. Okay? You are the energy. You put the energy inside these things. These things don't become activated until you put the energy inside, until you speak life into it. You are the manifestation of this. Okay? You about to plot on your bank. Oh my God. I know they have me on camera stealing their dirt and stuff, but I don't care. I don't care. Hey, they making money off of my money. They can let me get a little bit of this dirt from in front of the bank. You know, it should not be an issue, but don't get arrested. But anyway, if there are no more questions, I'm gonna thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I hope that I've given you some ideas on how to start when I was dressed up. Exactly. I hope I've given you guys some ideas on how to work your jar. And again, this doesn't have to always be about money. This can be about anything that you're trying to manifest. Okay? So it just depends on what you're trying to manifest. It's going to, what you put in here is, determined by what you're trying to manifest. This is just money. You can do love, houses, cars, jobs, whatever it is can go into this jar. Okay? All right. Well, if that's everything, again, if you are in need of any metaphysical tools, we are approaching 2021 and we want to start 2021 off with a bang. So if you need any manifestation candles, customized, prosperity rice, oils, things of that nature, please visit my Etsy store at Melanin Goddess Life. Also, if you would like to have a spiritual reading with me, a one-on-one spiritual reading with me, I can definitely set that up for you, and we can talk about the energy you have around you right now and what is going to be going on with you with 2021 and where you should be putting your energies. My readings have been just awesome, awesome, awesome. And in my readings, I tell you where your energies lies, where you're going to have your biggest successes, where you have your challenges. And if you're single, I can give you the age in which you have the biggest potential to meet someone significant. So if you're curious about that, schedule a reading with me. The link is in my bio on Instagram, and the link is also on my page on Facebook. So, girl, yeah, I got to get over this cold. But anyway, you guys have a great evening. Thank you so much for joining me, and be safe next week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.